up, everybody? It's Tyler, or as most of you know me as Dr. Boost. In this video, I am driving to work because I work my life away, but I have a badass car, so I'm totally okay with it. In this video, I'll be talking about some of the future mods that will be happening with the car. There's quite a bit that it will be happening this winter. Some other stuff I'm just trying to think of what to do in the next couple weeks. The intercooler piping that I welded up will be getting finished. Since I don't have my welder here, I'm taking it to my tuner shop, and his fabricator that works there is going to be finishing up. It just needs a flange welded on for it, and then it's ready to bolt on and go. It'll be a lot easier to have that, mostly because it is, instead of having two pieces, it's one single piece. So it allows flow better, especially the way it works. It's definitely will flow way better than the one that's on there now. Yeah, that's it for really the engine. Maybe an intake manifold, maybe. Depends on how I'm feeling, but it's a big maybe for that. Really, it's gonna be mostly driveline mods, upgrades, because I put it out there last year. The fourth gear synchro, it's pretty much gone on. I mean, I could shift, but definitely nowhere near where I want it to be when we're trying to go down the drag strip, and I can't shift wide open throttle because it just ends up grinding. So, number one, transmission. The transmission will be going to RPM, and I believe it'll be getting their level 6 build, which is pretty much everything upgraded. So that's going to be awesome. And I mean, they are one of the best transmission rebuild shops out there, so I'm definitely happy to bring it to them and get it upgraded. Be able to put the power to the wheels a little better, and I'm excited to start no lift shifting again, because that was a blast. And it definitely, I mean, if you no lift shift, that cuts a lot of time off of it. Because, I mean, you got to think normal shift, let off the clutch, let off the throttle, throw it back in. I mean, it's just tenths of a second, but those tenths of a second when you're shifting 4 times adds up. I mean, it takes that little time. When this car was NA, I didn't have no lift shift, so I just power shifted. It was an NA car, who cares? Which is probably why the trans has started issues. But I knocked 0.2 of a second off my quarter time just by power shifting. So, I mean, it shows you it does make a difference. Number 2, drive shaft. It'll be getting a 4-inch aluminum drive shaft from the drive shaft shop. That way we have no drive shaft issues. Shouldn't have any drive shaft issues. But where there's power, there's problems. I mean, you can upgrade your parts as much as you want, but you can still have issues, which this is just hopefully put those issues down. Lower chance of anything breaking. I'll be staying stock diff. You have no doubts that the diff won't hold up. It probably will break, my luck, but I'll just get a spare. That'll end up being something spraying. It'll be something that if it happens, it happens. Then I'll order one, not something I'm just gonna buy right now. I probably won't launch this car super hard, but I will launch it good with the trans drive shaft. And also axles. That's the third thing that'll be getting upgraded, because definitely will break an axle if I don't. just because we are going to try out launching it on the new torque reserve we have. We're not going to dump the clutch. I'm going to slip it, and with slipping it, it'll have all that boost already. Before last year, didn't launch it off of anything, and you still have to kind of build the boost as you start rolling. Which I only got a 179 60 foot last year launching it. Which, I mean, if you get the 60 foot down, you definitely can knock a lot of time off your quarter mile too. So another thing is, I was talking to my tuner. My tuner is Jeremy. He works Sotera Tuning, and he's probably one of the best Hemi tuners out there. He works closely with Tim Barth, and Tim Barth and AJ Burge, I believe, have been working on a flex fuel for Hellcats. Which the cool thing about that is they actually use the high octane button from the Demon. And I believe maybe not the Red Eye. I don't think the Red Eye has it. But from the Demon, you have to send your PCM in to get modified for the conversion. But then they'll send you a button, and it's the high octane button, and you'll be able to run E85. You'll have a flex fuel sensor and everything. And if it drops below 70% ethanol content, it'll reduce your timing and boost on Hellcats. It won't work on here. I'll just have to monitor the actual fuel percentage. But hopefully next year that'll be another thing, is 85 back again. I hate 93. It just smells so terrible, especially with the car. I mean, I can't sit at a stoplight and just turn the air on, because with the oil catch can and breather, and then the 93, it just sucks it right in the cabin, and then you just get that terrible 93, and then an oil smell also, and it's not fun. So hopefully that will happen, but definitely next year going back into 85, bigger injectors, make more power, more boost, because right now it's 800-ish. It's probably not 800 right now. I'm only at like 10 pounds now. It just consistently runs around 10 pounds, but with the cooler weather, it's definitely running really well. But I can't wait to get E85 back in this thing. One, it smells amazing. 2, horsepower gain. I mean, that's should really be number 1, but E85 just smells so good. I don't know if there is a third, because gas mileage just goes down the hole with that. I mean, you lose all that gas mileage that you have with 93. Right now I average right around 15 miles an gallon, which is nice. But I'm just excited to be back on the 85. Then might get a new boost gauge. I haven't decided, maybe over winter, because I really love to run boost by speed. But I'll probably just run this boost gauge, like low boost at launch, and then once I get good and out of the launch, maybe after second gear, run scramble boost. One cool thing I was thinking of is paddle shifters on the autos. Obviously they don't work on manuals, but if I could get the paddle shifter, even just the left one, because that's really all what I need. I just need the left paddle shifter, hook that up, wire the scramble boost to it, and then when I hit it, I mean, I could just press it. It's a lot easier to press than like a button over here or misplaced button, and they're only, I think they're like 30-40 bucks. It's not too expensive. It's just, I've tried taking off this steering wheel cover with the airbag and everything that you have to do to get it off, and I can't. I tried for an hour and a half and I didn't get anywhere. So might be something I do. If not, I have a Lingenfelter voltage to speed box, and if anything, you can have it turn on scramble boost at a certain speed instead of running a scramble boost, but it still would be running scramble boost. So I'll probably end up doing that because I still have my nitro switches down here, so I have a toggle switch. I can just wire the scramble boost to the toggle switch and then run the voltage to speed to this other toggle switch, so that way it's not always kicking on or always on like a certain boost level. I can keep it as boost level, but if I'm at the track, hit that toggle switch and then it'll tell it like, okay, like once it hits 60 miles an hour, it'll send it to this switch, and since this switch will be on, it'll turn scramble boost on when it's ready. So that's probably what I'll end up doing. It's just something to having to figure out where you get the speed from and everything like that. Yeah, that'll be awesome to have something like that. Definitely cool. One thing not to worry about, you just have 2 boost settings. I'll have it, especially if we're on E85, launch at like 13 pounds. As soon as we're hooked 60 mile an hour, you have it kick up to 20 pounds. So that way you could just run all the boost in really back half. Because the front half is important, so you'll just run low boost to get that good launch, a good 60, and then high boost to destroy the back half. Get a good time. Hopefully we hit 9s. I mean, that is something I've never even thought I'd be right here today with this car specifically. I mean, I got this car thinking, I'm just going to keep it stock, maybe run some nitros. Then it was about 2 years ago today, it was just like, man, I really want to boost it. And actually on my Facebook popped up, I sold my nitrous kit because I wanted to go the boost route, which I did. I don't regret it. This car has been one of my favorite cars out of all the cars I've owned. This is my favorite car. It is just so fun. I love it. That's why I drive it every day. But soon it'll be parked. With all the upgrades and stuff, I just have to fix my Honda that I have. I broke the turn signal stalk on it because it was a Spider. I mean, it's a Spider. Luckily, I didn't burn it down. But so I actually ordered a new turn signal stalk today, and it'll be here sometime. 2 to 7 business days. But yeah, this will be getting parked in the winter, so that way I can do little things, clean it. I mean, I have all my work stuff still in here. But yeah, definitely going to be a different animal next year with everything that's happening, which I'm excited. I'm super excited. It's basically the quest for 9s right now for Scat Packs. Nobody's hit it, so hopefully I can be the first. If not, beat the person who got it first. Because this thing, it is a back half monster. I mean, when I went to the track and just did on a street tire, almost street tire spinning first gear, some of second, but third, that thing, it hooked up. It gained like, I don't know, 40 mile an hour just in the back half. Something like that, probably not. No, yeah, because I think it trapped around 90, and then when I got to the quarter, it trapped 130, and that was not fully tuned on E85 at like 8 pounds of boost. So, I mean, it was 100% nowhere near what it is now. That car didn't spin in third. Now this car just destroys third gear. I mean, it is just absolutely, I posted videos on Instagram, and whenever you get on it in third gear, the tires just rip off. It is a blast. It is a monster. So hopefully, especially with the horsepower, I will go to the track on 93. I want to see what it does on 93, because if I can get a 9-second pass on 93 at 800 horsepower, imagine what it'll do on the 85, especially running low boost and then high boost. 93, I'll keep it at the same boost it's at now, which is I'll probably turn it up to like 12, 13 pounds, because that's where it kind of was. You've seen it, especially when on the street. We tuned it, it was at 10.5 pounds, went on the street and made like 14. So we turned it down a little bit to like 12. So that's where it's normally at on a warmer day, but now it's at 10.5, and it's a monster. I mean, it really is. So if it can hit 9s on 93, I don't see why it can't hit mid-9s on E85 if we can. It would just be awesome. It would be great. I'd be super excited, especially for being a stick shift car. I'm not going to go to the auto route. I mean, for a stick shift car to just dominate and be the first one to the 9s, because nobody has gone to the 9s with a scat pad. I don't know why either. I mean, you think with the autos out, but nobody has really been able to build them. I have a buddy who has a twin turbo scat. He's went through 2 or 3 transmissions built by the same company, and they just continue blowing up. So now there's that new shop, Hellraiser Performance. They actually do seem like they know what they're doing. They finally had it fail at 1,000 wheel, and what do? Found what part failed, upgraded it. None of the other parts that they put on, because it seems like all the clutch packs fry, and that's when they start slipping, then the trans fails. But it seems like they fixed that issue, and he's doing a good job. We're thinking about, me and my tuner were talking about doing a Hellcat transmission swap, and oh man, this is gonna suck. Okay, we're thinking about doing a Hellcat transmission swap, the auto, because I mean that auto trans is a monster, and we're talking to him, but there's just so much to actually do. For it being, this is a manual car, I don't know if we need an auto PCM, but we need an auto engine harness, the trans, obviously, torque converter, drive shaft, and a lot of stuff. So it just wasn't worth it. Upgrading this trans and the whole drive line will be like almost half the cost, which is a win. I mean, it really is. And then I can power shift it, flat foot shift it, no lift shift it, all the same thing. And hopefully no 9s. So, but yeah, I'm excited to see what this winter comes with. I'm excited to see what comes this winter for the trans and everything. A little Mini Cooper, man. Those import guys are something else. Honestly, you ever notice, it is always the slowest cars that drive the most reckless. You can see fast cars all day and they get on it, but you'll see like a Honda fucking Civic with 110 horsepower to the wheels, and it will just be flying down the road, not going fast, obviously, but they just like swerve in and out of traffic, and they are just so reckless. I think that's it for this video, though. What should I say? Here's the little fucking Mini Cooper. Yeah, I think this is it for that video. Just keep you guys updated on the parts and everything. It's definitely going to be super exciting to see what this winter has in store for the car. I'm already excited for spring of next year to take this thing into the track and just really let it rip. Yeah, that's it.